Hello everyone, welcome to the voice recorded portion. I thought I might show you guys what a treadmill workout looks like for me, since this video is about how I ran during the pandemic. So as you see my daughter on the screen, as a mom of two young kids, this is what happens. My kids run in and out. They're constantly asking me, there she goes jumping up and down in the left of your screen. They're constantly asking me for snacks and can you put a band-aid on some fake boo-boo? And that's what I gotta deal with. So this portion of the run, it was a speed repeats according to the Garmin plan. So I had to run 15 minutes at a good pace, at a slower pace. And then as the video progresses, we'll see what the other intervals were. So in a little bit, I'm going to stop the treadmill, get off because I have to stop the phone, and then get back on and start it again. I don't film just one clip. So here is the other part, the second interval, where I have to run for 5 minutes at a fast pace, which my treadmill was on 7.3. Back in the day, mama could totally run at a 7.3, but today my speed has suffered. So this is actually pretty hard for me right now. In a few, I'm going to speed up the clip again because I don't want you guys to go through the whole 5 minutes. And I have to be fully transparent here. I stopped a lot of times to walk during this 5-minute period at when the treadmill was at 7.3. So I'm not trying to be dishonest. I'm letting you guys know this was the real deal. I had to stop. So here I go getting off the treadmill to stop the phone once again. So I get back on the treadmill to gear up for my next interval. Now this interval is to run 30 seconds at a much higher speed. So whereas my treadmill was on a 7.3 before, now I'm turning it up to 7.6 for 30 seconds. And boy, will you see in the next clip, I was tuckered out. Finally, I get to slow down and recoup a little bit. My head is hanging low, my arms are on my hips, my legs are crossing each other. I am tired. So I'm gearing up for the next and last interval, which is another 30-second sprint for the finish. And here we go. So I also wanted to let you guys know, even though I said I wanted to end the videos with a run and begin the video with a run, this video is not going to quite end up like that. I did not want it to be a long video. So 13 minutes, I could only fit in one run. So thanks for watching, guys, and I'll see you in the next clip. Hey friends, we are back with another video. This video, as the title suggests, it's all about masks, glasses, and fog. I know in a few videos before you guys hear me complaining about the fog in my glasses. Literally, that's what I have to deal with as long as we have to wear masks in New York City. The first thing I want to talk about is when the pandemic started, I can't even lie, I didn't take it very seriously in March. But then when April, everything started happening and I started believing the hype, I started to take more precautions. So one of those precautions were to wear a mask. And I ran one time with a mask in March and it was horrible. So I figured, you know what? It's time for me to take my runs indoors. I have a treadmill and I'm blessed enough to be able to keep my runs up. April was the month of the treadmill. Oh my gosh. I I tried to keep up 5 days a week of running, but it just didn't happen. I went from loving the treadmill to running outside, and now when I get on the treadmill, I absolutely hate it. I was running no more than 3 miles. April was not a good run for me. I think I totaled like 32 miles that month. And from that point on, the last 5 months, I was averaging about 62 miles a month. So when April came around and it was only 32, I was like, something's gotta give. So that was that. So I've run with 4 different face coverings. Here are my coverings. So the first one that I've ever run with is this thing called a balaclava. It's basically like a hood. It's meant for colder weather, dustier weather. So when I wore it, should I just put it on? Hopefully I don't mess up my hair. Let me put it on. So when I wore it for my first run, I wore it like this. I wore it like this on my face. See all this slack down here? So that's how it looks when I wore it for the face coverings when coronavirus first started. Yeah, so to breathe in, this is actually very good. Even with the warmer weather, this is, I don't know if you guys can see through. It's 1 layer. So it makes it perfect to breathe through. But all of this slack down here on your neck while you're running and sweating, you get so very hot and very quickly. So I couldn't take it much more, so I went on a hunt. Next one I decided to run with was a bandana. I folded it over, I think like 2 or 3 times. I wore it like this, and I tied it behind my neck. Let me tell you, when I went outside for a run with this on, as many times as I folded it, it created about 4 layers. No bueno. Oh my gosh. I felt like I was gonna suffocate. Obviously the run gets harder as it progresses. You start to work a little harder, you start to breathe a little harder. So breathing in, this, you see that? It would go in my mouth. Worst feeling ever. So I couldn't do it. It was one and done with this. With the balaclava, I think I ran 5 or 6 runs, and I would still run with it today. The next face covering I decided to run with is this. This is a mask that I bought from a drugstore. It has 2 layers. The layers are pretty thick. You can't see, it's not see-through or anything. So I figured, you know, this thing is not gonna be on my neck. You guys have seen me with the videos with this on. And I figured, oh man, it's tight and nice to the face and everything. But then with this kind of mask, you get the fogging in the glasses really badly. The air has nowhere to go through here because it's so thick. So it goes up into the glasses. So this just was not working out. It also, because it has so, like it's actually really long to cover down to your chin. So because it's so long, all of that slack did the same thing that the bandana did. I breathe in and it would come directly into my mouth, causing me not to get a full breath. Not good. So I figured the next time I run with it, I'll do mask off, mask on, mask off, mask on. And that worked. But when I had to wear the mask and this thing got wet, it made it even worse. So I can't do it with this in the summertime because of the sweat, and it still goes down into my mouth as I take a breath in. Not happening. It's amazing though for walking around every day when you need a face covering. And I love that it's reusable. You can wash it. I wash it every time I use it and it dries in no time. So I love this for everything else but running. Now to what I use. I cut up a pink bandana. This was originally going to be for my daughter, but we got them some kid face coverings from a real person who sews. I sewed it together. I cut up a t-shirt, a blue t-shirt, my Yankees t-shirt. I know, I shouldn't have cut that shirt, but it was so old and had holes in the arms and whatever. So I cut this up. I used the strings in here to tie this around my head and then here behind my neck. This only has 2 layers and I don't know, I don't think it's see-through, but the layers are so thin. My breath goes entirely like through the mask. I don't have to worry about fog with this one because the air, my breath doesn't go up. It goes directly out. But for the air to go directly out, I have to have my mouth like plastered onto it, which I tie it tight, and all the air, and you see how I'm sucking in? None of the mask goes into my mouth. So that made this crucial for me. I love this thing. I probably have to clean it up a bit with the sewing because it's frayed here at the end, and I'll do that at some point, but for right now, this right here is the best thing that works. I think I'll probably still look for other face coverings or cut up some more bandanas, but for right now, this is the winner. So if you guys are looking for face coverings that aren't disposable, because I know a lot of us don't want to put all that plastic and things out, you know, to screw up the environment any more than we have already, this right here is perfect. A 2-layer bandana with some strings sewn onto it, and I'm not a good sewer, so if I can do it, me, you'll be able to do it. So yeah, those are the face coverings. In the future, I wonder what races are gonna be like, because you know, everybody during a race, everyone's breathing, and some people are hawking spit onto the side, blowing their nose, and you know, throwing the snot. That's a whole bunch of bodily fluids. I'm sure it can't go on the way it used to. October is my next race. I'll record and, you know, let you guys know what's up. I'm hoping that a positive effect of wearing masks, that I'm able to run faster. Wishful thinking, when I eventually don't have to wear the mask anymore. I live in New York City. I probably should have said that first. I live in New York City, so we have to wear masks. This is one of the places where it was a hot zone for the entire country. So I understand why the restrictions are more strict. I would like you guys to tell me where you guys live and if you have to wear a mask. Let me know how it's going. How do you feel about running with a mask? I'm sure someone out there doesn't mind it at all. Let me know who you are. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. All right, bye.